This just in, the FEC, the Federal Election Commission, has announced that the Harris campaign is in violation of federal election laws. Every month, every campaign related to the federal government must release its financial records to the FEC, which is the agency tasked with regulating individual campaigns. Now, these financial disclosures must show all money that flows into the campaign and where it comes from. Well, this morning brings bad news for the Harris campaign because the FEC has made the following conclusions that puts the Harris campaign in violation of election laws. First, the FEC has officially concluded that based on the debate and the aftermath of the debate, that Harris now officially owns Donald Trump. Second, and this is the important part, the campaign has failed to cite its complete and utter ownership of the Donald on its financial disclosure forms. Sure, it's an oversight that can be corrected, but until they do, they are in violation of federal election law for failing to list property. Now, for his part, Trump is trying to take back the ownership of his self. And it's not going well, but at least he's trying. First came blaming the refs for his poor debate performance. But then came this linear analysis of debate answers. So much for that 3-1 against Trump argument. The moderators allowed Trump the final word every time. And the one time Harris tried to get the final word in, they shut her down. So that's a big no on the debate is rigged, Donnie boy. Then Trump tried doubling down on the eating dogs and cats debacle by adding geese to the list. Nope, that didn't work either.
They're eating the dogs. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're eating the cats. Meow, 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 meow. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
So Trump went back to basics by trying to employ an old tactic of his, a maneuver to give him dominance over the person he meets with. It's the pulling handshake, where the Donald pulls the person into him as he shakes their hand. It's a move designed to give dominance through fear. Can you imagine hurtling towards that orange landmass? Yeah, here, take a look. And you know, it takes a pretty fit person who is aware the move is coming to be able to resist that move. After all, if Trump puts his weight behind something, then E=MC² takes over. So at the 9/11 memorial service, which somehow traitor Trump was allowed to attend, Trump tried to pull that move on Kamala Harris. So watch what happens as Trump tries the move on Harris. Boom! Repulsed. Trump is always going on about how world leaders are never going to respect Kamala Harris. Well, they are now. She is only one of a few people who have fended off the pull handshake. Once again, Donald, bested by a black woman. That's gotta hurt your poor little wounded racist ego. Let's take another look. It's just too good. Yep, she knew it was coming and she braced for it. Once again, Kamala was prepared. There seems to be a pattern there. Really smart woman who is always prepared for what the Donald is going to throw at her. For a DEI candidate, she sure is a lot smarter and a lot more savvy than Trump. It's almost like there's a message there. If only somehow we could discern it. Oh, wait, could it be that people crying DEI are just a bunch of pathetic losers? So with the FEC breathing down her neck over her ownership of Trump, there's only one thing for the Harris campaign to do. claim that the Donald is worthless and therefore not an asset. Sure, it's a technicality, but as we all know, when it comes to the law, the Donald is all about the technicalities.
They said we didn't have standing, a technicality.
I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.